Do you need a codex or anything?
No, they don't give us one of those.
You have a codex.
Do I?
You got a
It's out of date though.
It's so out of date.
There's nothing in there that I use. Like there's no stratagems in the Demon Codex or anything.
No? There's nothing in there?
No, because the only stratagems are magical boon that lets me cast another spell. Sometimes I'll use that. Oh, a demonic
Great
incursion.
Knights one.
Yeah, it came out good. All right.
Hello. Welcome to One Last Blade. Man, that sounded weird, didn't it?
It did. Do you know? Have you done this before?
I've never done this.
All right.
before.
Welcome to One Last Kopesh, where we're going to be talking about people's LVO lists on our Warpath to LVO.
Warpath to
See,
LVO.
that's how you do it.
Okay. Yeah. So
And
today
it cuts in. There's flames that are like blue and stuff, and then there's like a bird cawing.
there's just bird noises.
Yeah, bird noises.
And goat noises sometimes.
Oh, goat noises and brain. Yeah, this is tight, man.
Anyway, today we're going to be talking about Graham's list.
We are. So I am bringing. As we mentioned in a.
I also want to stress, like before we go too much in detail about it. So these videos you're going to see where we're talking about everybody's lists.
It's embarrassing.
Why?
I jumped the gun.
Jump the gun, but you were just
wanna
so
start
excited.
over?
We're going to start over.
I'm gonna start over.
We did the One Last Kopesh thing.
No, we didn't. Start from the beginning. This was my big break.
Anyway, everybody, so we're all going to LVO in the end of January. Me, Graham with his Demons, Derek with his Gene Stealers, John with his Night Lords, Matthew with his Harlequins, and Torin with his Emperor's Spears. Also me with my Grey Knights, obviously. The idea behind these videos is to consolidate the whole list building thing we do at the beginning of our battle reports so that you guys can just look at these videos if you want to learn about the lists. The LVO tournament we're doing is 2,000 points with ITC style rules and deployments and scoring and all of that stuff. Lists you're going to be seeing are the ones we're going to be using in all of our games here, and we might change them a little bit depending on what we need to do. But I wanted to say, normally on my channel I have a very strong rule of all models must be fully painted if we're going to be filmed. But the exception is we're all working to get our models painted before the end of January. So you're going to see a few unpainted models on these. Anyway, Graham, do you want to have not jumped the gun and now start talking about your list?
Yeah, I'm going to hugely violate that rule of no unpainted models, and so you can get your 10 VP right out of the way. So I'm only bringing 800 points to this tournament because I don't think I need the crutch of a full 2,000 point army. Kind of feels like a, weakness that you need 2,000 points in Strike Force. So I'm bringing 800 points. That's going to be one Exalted Lord of Change, El Makthadi, as well as the Changeling, and then 5 units of Pink Horror. So I guess that's 805 points. So, maybe a little weaker than I thought I was.
800 points of Chaos Demons is your list.
Yep, and then like a bucket. Like I was just dumping them into the container earlier today of just blues and brimstone horrors and loose demons for summoning and popping. It's gonna be an annoying list.
I'm gonna guess that a lot of people, despite the fact that this is a Grey Knight channel, a lot of people haven't played against Tzeentch demons.
Yeah.
What do you mean by popping?
So the pink horrors have the it's splitting horrors is the name of the rule, where when a pink horror dies, you have the option of paying reinforcement points, and before removing that model, placing 2 blue horrors onto the field. Each blue horror costs 7 points, where a pink horror costs 8 points. They're much like a pink horror. Instead of a 4-up invuln, they have a 5-up invuln. They're still T3, but instead of S3, they're S2. They also have no weapons. So
it's not like you're playing these demons to kill things.
No. But basically, your Grey Knight comes in, he takes his power sword, he cleaves a pink horror in half, he peels into 2 blue horrors. I then remove the I place the 2 blues on the field, remove the pink horror model. That unit was 10 men strong. It's now 11 men strong. You killed 1, you added 1. Now you kill one of those those blue horrors. Well, he cleaves apart into 2 brimstones. It's one model that's a pair of brimstone horrors, but each of those blues, you kill it, and then I place a brimstone horror unit on the field, then remove the blue horror model. This allows for some amazing shenanigans of moving across the field during his turn, as you're killing a unit, they can start spreading away from where they started at the original shooting phase.
Ugh. And so the reason you're holding so many points is because each time one of those pops into 2, you have to pay for each of those models,
each
right?
blue costs 7, and the pair of brimstones costs 6. So 1 pink horror for 40 points, it's 40 points, 8, 16, 30, 38 points, because 8 points for the pink horror to begin with. he can split into 2 brimstones at 7 points each, and then, 2 blues at 7 points each, and those each split into a brimstone at 6 points each. So 12, 4, 26, 34 points each. But it makes to where each pink horror actually represents 5 wounds on the table and requires 5 separate attacks to kill him.
So you have to, while all this is, essentially while I'm shooting and smiting and fighting, you have to do math constantly.
Yeah, this is list building simulator. It's gonna be great. So that's the core of what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna run forward, I'm gonna sit on an objective, and as you kill my models, I'm gonna add more models so that you don't kill that unit. Meanwhile, the changeling's gonna run around and give a 6-up feel no pain to make that even more complicated. And then Al-Makhadi, my exalted Lord of Change, he's gonna be running around, beating things with a staff and turning them into Chaos Spawn, and smiting things, and it's gonna be cool.
Oh, you're gonna have points in reserve. So the Lord of Change, his staff, when he hits something, a character?
Yeah, when he kills a character.
When he kills a character, he can then put, if he has the reinforcement points for it, he can then put a Chaos Spawn into the field.
Yes.
And you actually are gonna have the reinforcement points.
It's 23 points to do that. So it's actually worth it because Chaos Spawn is 5 wounds. So we've already established that 34 wounds is worth 5, or 34 points is worth 5 wounds. So 23 is also worth it.
Oh my god, math.
And so that's going to be the core of this. I'm excited for it because my exalted Lord of Change is also an indestructible chicken. I've given him the impossible rope, so he's a 3-up invuln, and he can re-roll 1 invuln save in the game, but if he fails that invuln save, he dies.
Wow.
He also has, he is my warlord, and I've given him, I think it's Unholy Aura of Change, something like that. It makes sure he has -1 to his all damage he takes to a minimum of 1.
Solid.
And
Super
then
helpful.
also he has, because he's exalted, I've given him Aura of Mutability. So he has his own 6-up Feel No Pain, and if he succeeds on that Feel No Pain, instead of taking a damage, he gains 1 wound back. So if you shoot me, you hit him 3 times, I take 2 wounds, or I take 2 wounds and get a 6. Instead of taking 2 wounds there, I'm actually taking 2, healing 1, so a netting 1 on those 3 wounds you dealt to me. It's pretty crazy.
It's obscene. So theoretically, if a single Stormbolter shot gets through and you roll a 6, you don't take the damage, and instead from shooting you gain wounds.
Yes, yeah. Combine that with Locus of Trickery, where any Tzeentch demon within 6 inches of my Tzeentch demon characters can't be hit on certain hit roll numbers, which we determine at the beginning of the fight phase.
I have never seen you remember that roll.
Oh, no, but I'm going to have to. So that's basically, at the beginning of the fight phase, I roll 2d6 and drop the higher of them. Hit rolls of the lower number in melee, don't hit Tzeentch demons within 6 inches of Tzeentch demon characters.
That's awesome.
Hard to remember, hard to implement, but pretty interesting sometimes. It's gonna be a fun list. It's gonna be a lot of point tracking. What I'm really excited about is I was trying to think of a narrative that would make me enjoy it. And can I talk about my narrative for it?
Please.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna try to keep these videos to 10 minutes. So you got 2 minutes to talk about your narrative.
I'm gonna have to skip the narrative. Then
No, go for it.
All right. Whole idea is, if you've seen me talk about this, my army before, Al-Makhadi, this Lord of Change, is a bound Lord of Change that Matsir has trapped. Through conspiring and duplicitous action of the Changeling, he has managed to unshackle Al-Makhadi. He is not fully unbound, though, but now he's roaming free, doing perfidious Lord of Change things, while Matsir is desperately trying to rebind him. However, Matsir knows that he can't bring this Tzeentch demon down on his own, and he doesn't want to destroy him. So what he needs to do is get him beaten and sent back into the warp, so that once he gets back into the warp, Matsir can recapture this demon. And so he's basically set up a duplicitous scheme to draw countless opponents to come and try to kill this Tzeentch. So the first one that he's arranged to have happen is against the Grey Knights here. Matsir has lured the Grey Knights into believing, or to knowing, that there's a Tzeentch demon incursion happening, so that they will beat Al-Makhadi back, and if they kill Al-Makhadi, Matsir can capture him.
So the tournament is part of your lore.
Yes.
The fact that you're going to be fighting armies that you don't know, it's his exalted sorcerer Matsir sending pulling the strands of fate to make sure that Al-Makhadi can be beaten down and resubmitted.
And I'm actually willing to commit to it now. If I lose this tournament, which will happen, Matsir has managed to rebind Al-Makhadi. If I win, Al-Makhadi will have broken free from Matsir, and I'm gonna have to find a narrative way to get them to be able to run them both at the same time again.
What's the name of your silver tower? Not silver tower?
It is the El-Makadi.
The El-Makadi.
Because it's a demon engine that holds El-Makadi as its core. So right now Matsier can't move his forces through space.
I was wondering how you're going to explain Matsier not being present for this whole thing.
Yeah, it's loose demon.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's excellent. So it's kind of so this force is in like conflict with your normal Thousand Suns force. I love
That's
it.
how Chaos and Tzeentch should be. You shouldn't have allies and
I love it.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Excellent. So any last thoughts? What are you hoping to achieve with this?
Changeling knows Gaze of Fate. That's an important thing.
Gaze of Fate. That's give me a reroll.
Yeah, give me a
whatever.
dice reroll.
Reroll a single die, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is Games Workshop. Reroll a single dice.
Yeah. So whole strategy is run out, sit on objectives. I want El-Makadi, the Lord of Change, to be a big enough threat that people want to shoot him and not shoot my pink horrors. Basically a huge distraction, Carnifex, running around out there, squashing things. When he dies, cool, he's gone. He's soaked up wounds that otherwise would have killed my pink horrors, who are the ones sitting on objectives giving me them.
Interesting.
That's the whole strategy.
It's exciting. All right, cool. Any last thoughts?
Yeah, you know.
Excellent. Well, there should be a game coming out soon where Graham tests this weird list that I'm actually really excited to see if it works.
It's not good.
It did. I've seen you play it a couple times.
That's
It did really
1,000 points, much different scale.
It's going to be interesting because you're going to get a whole army firing. This will be fascinating.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Excuse me. Look forward to another one of these videos very shortly.
Woo!